Good morning, children. Just as you have already studied about UNO, how UNO was formed, and it was very much clear to them that some type of organization, association, or agencies are required to help them in various fields. So, some agencies came into being. First is UNICEF. This is the headquarter of UNICEF and the full form is United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund. What is it? Its headquarters is in New York. 30 members were elected from different states. Now, to work, obviously, they need some fund. So, its activities are funded by voluntarily contributions, means states they give some contributions as well as donation from private agencies. It also runs its own fundraising campaign and sell greeting cards. Now comes function. Protection of children's survival is the main thing, just as Children Emergency Fund. Then funds for training personnel, including health, sanitation workers, teachers, nutritionists. Prevent diseases. Among the main are TB, malaria, eye or skin disease. They also provide help to children and mothers in emergency, in calamity or you can say natural calamities, strikes, epidemics. Provide technical supplies, aids, equipments, medicines, pipes and pumps. Just as nowadays your pandemic is going on, then also UNICEF and WHO both are working hard to help governments to plan, develop and give best services in the fields like maternal, child health, nutrition, clean water and sanitation. Now, what type of works are done by UNICEF in India? Especially child health. It provides substantial aid for the production of vaccines and sera in many countries. Supported India's BCG vaccination especially, also assisted environmental sanitation programs, emphasizing safe and sufficient water for drinking as well as household use in rural areas, means villages. The purpose is not only to reduce child illness and death, but also to improve the quality of life in the villages. It also focuses attention on providing primary health care to mothers and children, emphasize immunization, means your vaccination, family planning, safe water, and sanitization. Then community development program has been started in the rural areas. Production of rural rehydration therapy to reduce infant and child mortality, means death. Also a partner in the accelerated rural water supply program, promotion of iodized salt, and seeks to advance the fulfillment of the rights of all women and children to survival, development, participation, and protection by reducing social inequalities based on gender, caste, or region. Now comes UNESCO, United Nations Educational, Scientific, Cultural Organization. What is UNESCO? UNESCO, the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, is a specialized agency of the United Nations system. This was created more than a half century ago with the mission to build the defenses of peace in the minds of men. Its constitution states that since wars begin in the minds of men, it is in the minds of men that the defenses of peace must be constructed. Principal functions are prospective studies, what forms of education, science, culture, communication. In detail now, it will be discussed. Education. Emphasize on education of women and girls. Financial assistance for the education of disabled children, whether mentally or physically. Removal of illiteracy by encouraging adult education, because in earlier times, our generations, that 10 generations, were not literate. So now the providation, or you can say some chances are given. Distance education and open school system. Organization of book fairs at national and international level, where you can get any type of book on any subject or theory. Provision of grants and fellowships to teachers and scholars, organization of library system, and promotion of international understanding through education. Now science. Arranges meeting of scientists to initiate dialogue among researchers. What does it mean? Different times, so many researches are being done in science field. So they have meeting with the scientists also. It also promotes the use of science to achieve human rights, peace and justice. It helps countries use their resources better to achieve greater progress in science and technology. It also publishes journals, bulletins, and arranges exhibitions to give information to all countries about the progress in science. Now, C stands for culture also and communication. Protects the cultural heritage of the world by restoring and protecting fragile heritage sites. Uses culture to promote peace and understanding in the world. Sends cultural missions to help create understanding between people. In communication, develops all balanced communication system, tries to improve the quality of the press and promotes freedom of the press. Now comes the third one, the World Health Organization. It was established in 1945 and the constitution was drawn up at an international health conference in New York in 1946. Then it started working. The ratifications were secured by 7th of April. That is why this day is known as WHO Day. The World Health Organization is a specialized non-political health agency of UN with headquarters at Geneva. In 1946, the constitution was drafted by the Technical Preparatory Committee under the chairmanship of Renaissance and was approved in the same year by an international health conference of 51 nations in New York. Constitution came into force on 7th of April 1948. That is why this is also known as World Health Day. What are the objectives? That is the attainment by all people of the highest level of health, which is set out in the preamble of the Constitution. The current objective of WHO is the attainment by all people of the world a level of health that will permit them to lead a socially and economically productive life, also known as health for all. The preamble of the Constitution states, health is a state of complete physical, mental, social well-being and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. The enjoyment of the highest attainable standard of health is one of the fundamental rights of every human being without a distinction of race, religion, political belief, economic and social condition. Now the functions of WHO. Coordination of international activity for healthcare, grant to the states of the proper information, grant of help on matters related to the organization of healthcare, assistance and development of efforts in the fight against epidemic, endemic and other illnesses, and also in psychological healthcare. Conducting of common researches related to healthcare, assistance in training of the medical personnel. So here these are the three agencies which are in your syllabus. So now please be aware of all these things and try to understand this one. Thank you.